What's up, guys? I'm Anthony Totri. He's Sean DePaz. A little bit of breaking news now in Tempe for ASU football. It looks like Kenny Dillingham has got himself a new quarterback. Former Notre Dame quarterback Drew Pyne is transferring to Arizona State. He is all set to be a Sun Devil. Sean, we talked a little bit on the postgame show the other night, but just your initial reaction to it now being official that he is coming to Arizona State.
Hey, listen, Notre Dame quarterbacks not good in the NFL, but they're pretty damn good in college.
Yes, they are.
I will take that. We're not trying to win any NFL games. This is good. I mean, it seems like they're just going to stack talent and let them go compete for a job, and you have to imagine that Drew Pyne is the early front runner for that job. Yeah. But it's just exciting to see that. I think everyone's kind of been waiting for a big name from a big school in the transfer portal, and
there you go.
They just got one.
Yeah, everybody was able to see what Kenny Dillingham and Bo Nix were able to accomplish at Oregon. It's going to be interesting to see what they can accomplish now with Drew Pyne here. Again, you mentioned it. Quarterback competition, just because Pyne is here, doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to run away with it. But look, after covering Drew Pyne for a season at Notre Dame, or 2 seasons at Notre Dame, he was the backup there, right? He was the backup to Ian Book, the winningest quarterback in Notre Dame history, and then he was the backup to Jack Cohn. And then going into this season, he was also the backup to Tyler Buchner. He is filled in every time that his number has been called. He filled in for Jack Cohn when he went down against Wisconsin in a big game. Obviously filled in really well this season for Tyler Buchner after he got hurt. This is a guy that this past season led a Notre Dame team under first-year head coach Marcus Freeman to an 8-2 record when he was at the helm as a starter, 22 passing touchdowns to 6 interceptions. He had an 88.5 single-game completion percentage versus USC, which is the second best in Notre Dame history. So this is definitely a guy that, from my perspective, he is not your Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
He's not your Bo Nix, where at the end of the day, you're like, okay, did he win us the game?
Yeah.
Your Drew Pyne is the guy that he is, in my estimation, and you said it, he is Trenton Bourguet, but better.
Just a little more talented, yeah. And that's not really a shot at Bourguet. That's
not at all.
It says a lot about Drew Pyne. He's a guy that, like, you put those numbers out, takes care of the football, has great pocket presence, and he lets his pass catchers go make plays. We were watching some highlights right before this, and he delivers some good balls, but he also sometimes puts the ball in a position where only the receiver is going to catch it.
Yeah.
And when you have guys like, it just excites me thinking about what this could mean for him and Conyers specifically, because there's a guy that likes to target his tight end a lot at Notre Dame, and now he has, I think, one of the best tight ends in the country here at ASU. So it's going to be a very interesting to see how he kind of gets utilized in this offense. But I don't think you could say enough about how big of a get this is for this program at this point. I do think it's still just kind of the beginning of what they're going to do in the transfer portal, but to have, now you know who your quarterbacks are going to be. It's going to be most likely one of these 3 guys. I'm just excited to see kind of how that competition plays out.
He is a little bit smaller at 5'11", so he's not your DJ Uiagalelei size, but guess what? This is a guy that went out there, started that game, and beat DJ Uiagalelei at Notre Dame. Before we get out of here, talking about this guy specifically against other quality teams, right? You look at quarterbacks that have faced AP top 25 opponents, and that's really where you see how good your quarterback is. This season against AP top 25 teams, he completed 63 of 90 passes, completing 70% of his passes, going up against defenses like Ohio State, against Clemson. 781 passing yards, 8 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. He had a 165.6 quarterback rating against AP top 25 teams. So what that tells me is the bright lights, the pressure of being a quarterback on a big stage doesn't get to a guy like this.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good sign. You're going to have to, I mean, assuming he is a starter, he's going to start right away. He's going to have the NAU game, and then he's got to go play Oklahoma State. I mean, the Oklahoma State's coming here, but there's going to be a challenge, a big opponent almost immediately. And then obviously the Pac-12, there's going to be some teams there. Oregon is still going to be there. Bo Nix is still going to be there, and they're going to have to play that team this year. So he's going to have an opportunity to show that again. And it's like I said, exciting about what that could be. He's going to have weapons.
Loves his tight ends.
Loves his tight ends, and there are 2 very good ones on this roster. He's going to have some good running backs to throw the football to out of the backfield. It's the potential is there, man. But I mean, we sat here and thought relatively the same thing about Emory. I do think his body of work and just kind of the little bit of film that I've watched is a little different. I think he is a better quarterback than Emery, but it is, I'm excited, but cautiously so.
Yes, definitely an exciting time to be an ASU Sun Devil fan. Again, Drew Pyne announcing on social media that he is transferring from Notre Dame to right here in Tempe to be the next Arizona State quarterback. Guys, for all of your Sun Devil needs and news, go ahead and check out the PHNX Sun Devil Show.